This is Amit. So we are dis so I am describing the deployment part and the code structure. So you can see our file structure. So we put our services in a root project. So this is our root project, Spring Boot Microservice KTS. So it has a pom.xml. So it has all the modules we work on, like account service, order service, payment service, and product service. So all the service itself a project inside this parent project. So you can see every dependencies for the account service. So the services are decoupled and anyone can work in these services. So all the services have Docker file. So that we can create the Docker image using this Docker file. Also, we use a separate deployment folder, which is called K8s. So it has all the deployment related file, Kubernetes related file in this folder. So account have its own deployment files, order have its own deployment files. So also we have some shell file for automatic some task, like we can see the logs, we can build the Docker, we can install and delete all the services in Kubernetes, and we can open all the API in so Swagger UI endpoints by using command. So for our application, if we go through the deploy Kubernetes file, so in our application we use some technologies like Kubernetes. We use the local cluster. So we use Minikube cluster. So we use Minikube for local cluster, and we use circuit breaker. We use Spring Boot for our services, and so on. So if we go through our deployment files, like in here, you can see order deployment YML. So in using this, the order service will deploy it in the Kubernetes using this file configuration. So we have we have to mention the containers and the environments, environment variable, like order use product. So order need the product URL, also payment account and account and payment token. So also we use like service to service communication. For service to service communication, we use a special token for every service. So like order have all the token for which is used by order, like product and payments. And here we are configuring the secrets. Sorry, here we configuring the secrets, and here we configuring the config files. For every also we here you can uh, configure the replicas. Uh, so if we configure it to, so all the deployment file are more or less same. Just configuration and environment variables are different one other than other. So let's start with the configuration process. So first, if we so here all the application are all the services are running in the Kubernetes. So I am deleting all the services. So here you can see all the services are terminating. So during this period, so you can see the files like delete app. So I just use kubectl delete in this shell file. So all the services are terminating. Only 2 services left. So there is no service. So we can so all the Docker images is published by, so Docker image built and published in my account. So if you install the services in apply the deployment YML in Kubernetes, then it will pull all the Docker images from the my Docker hub. So if I say install all, then it should says install. First I install the DB. So all the database will be creating. Then I install app. So all the applications are creating here. You can see every service have two pod running. For we, as we describe here, like 2 replicas. For this there are 2 pod is running. So it's running. So also I prepare some shell file for so if you are a new machine, like you can start you can run start cluster shell file, where so you have to install the Minikube and the virtual machine along with that Minikube, and after running, so if you go to readme, then you have to run the start cluster, then install all. It will install all the file, and after that we can open each service Swagger UI using this command. So our Minikube IP is 106, and if I want to see Minikube service list, we can see here all the service URL. As we are not using any gateway, so we have to use these URLs. Okay, so we can see any logs, like if I want to see order logs, then you can see the live log in order. We are waiting for the pods run. So we use MySQL for database. You can see all the configuration related to database in here. It is running. Also we use service circuit breaker in only order service. So you can see it in config resilience. So it is the configuration of the circuit breaker, and if you go to order service, you can see the implementation in here. Okay. Yeah, it is running, I think. Okay. So if you want to open all docs, API docs, so you just run this command. So you can see every API docs from here. Now Mohammad Abdul Qadir Roni will present the demo and we'll talk about the codes little bit.
Hey, this is Abdul Qadirani. So first I will go through the demo first, then I'll describe the code a little bit. So here we have like 4 services, but for the for client facing we only have 3 service. So like for a if we think about a typical e-commerce site, what kind of service we can design from the top we can think about an account service which will maintain the user account and login things, and there should be another service called product service. So from where we can see the all the catalogs and products, details of those products, and another will be like order service from where user can place orders. So uh, let first browse the catalog. So in the product service, we have a controller called product controller. If we call this get method, we'll get all the products. So this is an open service because user should able to see all the products without even log in the system. So that's why we keep this endpoint open. So we can see here are our order, pretty different few products. So now let's create an user first and try to place an order. So from the account controller we can go to the register URL and try to register a user. So this is for our convenience we are I am creating the user with the default value like string. uh, for the preferred payment type, I'm saying that it's PayPal, and let's keep other thing as a default. So user has been created. Now let's log into our system, and with the so as the password and username is user, it should work. So we have successfully get the token uh, for the created user. So now I will use this token and try to order a product. So in the order service we have only one endpoint, which is orders. So if we try to order a product without giving the authorization key or token, it should return 403. So let's try it out. So let's say we have a product with product 80,000 and we are trying to buy it one piece. So if we execute it, it's a forbidden. That means I have to log in before placing that order. So now let's give it the authorization token. So authorize, and now if we try to place the same order again, it should work now. It's working and it's a order completed. So uh, so so for the product we order this product with the product ID 1000 and its initial quantity is 10. So as we already order this product one time with quantity 1, so it should deduct the quantity from the storage. So let's get that product details again and see. So now it is, the quantity is 9, so it successfully deducted the quantity from the product storage. So now if I go to the code, to describe the security and how our code is working. So as you guys already know, we have 4 service: account service, order service, and payment service. So whenever user try to place an order, we have to make some internal calls, so service to service communication. So we encrypt, we didn't encrypt, but we place some, we put some security whenever we are trying to communicate with other service. So let's see that. So from the order service, from the code perspective, if we see, so it has the call deduct product inventory. So whenever we are trying to, once order is complete, payment is completed, then we are deducting the product from the inventory. So this is and while making that HTTP call, REST call, we are sending a product token. This token is set from the, managed from the Kubernetes config manager. So with that token, we are sending that token as an internal token with the header, and from the again in the product service, we are checking that token is present or not. If this token is not present, then we are not serving that request. That means we are not we are not validating that request. So in the product service, we can see we have a security folder, so we have a security configuration. So in the configuration, we are saying deduct inventory, it should be authenticate, other products should are open. So for did when in the we are for the simplicity, we are using JWT security and JSON Web Token. So in the filter, we are getting the internal token that has been sent from the sender, and we are checking with the product token. If it is matched, then we are saying, okay, this request is valid, and we should process the request. And this product token is actually coming from the security manager config map, say product token. So that's it, I guess.